fellas, people don't take this seriously enough. They're not taking it far enough. The QAnon boys are not taking this far enough. The flat earthers don't know what they're talking about. The pyramids, bruh, nobody knows anything of what's going on. They haven't seen the dots that I've seen. Today we're talking about why I think conspiracy theories don't go far enough. On the board, I have some of the most famous conspiracy theories out there, and we're going to go through them, and I'm going to out-conspiracy the conspiracy theorists. So, number 1 on the agenda, flat Earth. You guys really think the Earth's flat? Don't even talk about them globe heads. How the world's a sphere? Where else has that been seen in nature at all? And flat? Bruh, you believe the world's flat? Are you a fool? It's quite obvious that we live inside of a fish tank. So the fish tank, right? Bear with me. If the world was flat, the water would go away. It would go off the sides, right? And the ice wall wouldn't help because the ice wall is made of water. And if the sun spins around the globe, then it would be melting the ice wall around. And eventually, given enough time, all that ice would just melt and then the water would pool away. So it's obvious that we live in a fish tank. Now, I'm not talking about a big square one because obviously there are curves and stuff, obviously. What I'm talking about is like one of these bowls. One of them ones, the round ones that you put goldfish in. Because it makes sense, because then the bowl, your little earth bits at the bottom of the bowl, like the little pebbles you put in the dish, and then that's why the water stays in. And we also can't see it because bowls are invisible, right? So those bowls, yeah, the bowl keeps the sun and the earth going around the top of the rim like this, yeah, so that they don't escape because it's just spinning, right? It's just spinning. And yeah, they stay there, and then the stuff at the bottom, that's why the water stays in, right? And then also, this is where it traps the air, because what they've done is they've put a lid on the top to stop the air escaping, right? So that's the lid. So the lid keeps the air in, and it keeps the sun and the moon from spinning so fast they go, whew. Right, okay, cool, we're on that. So flat earthers, more like fishbowl earth, am I right, fellas? So the fishbowl is also relevant to the next bit, but we won't get there just yet. So the reason why planes can't fly out the atmosphere is because of the glass. The glass keeps them there. And then the stars and shit still exist, because that would be dumb if they didn't exist. But the stars and shit, they're on the outside of the glass, so we can't go out and we can't go in. Cool. But this relates to this. So there's a line here, boys. There's a line here. So aliens, the common theory is the dummies think that aliens built the pyramids. Aliens didn't build the pyramids. The pyramids were there at the beginning. Aliens built the fishbowl around the pyramids. The pyramids was the base of where the fishbowl comes from, right? So these pyramids are like universal markers, and they mark positions within the universe, right? They were left by ancient aliens, really ancient ones. So these pyramids are situated in time and space, and they don't move. Perfect places to build fish bowls around and construct a little terrarium of a planet in, right? You're following, yeah? So aliens come along, build around the pyramids. That's why the pyramids are on the longitude, latitude line of the speed of light, because aliens use the metric system. So the pyramids are the foundations and the building blocks of the fishbowl earth, right? Cool. You with me? Good. Right, so the next point on the map is your ancient civilizations, right? People think Atlantis was first with the highest technology. No, not at all. The ancient civilizations are the people who built the pyramids, but they happen to be aliens, because so then aliens could come and build the fishbowl around the pyramids, right? So these ancient civilizations, Atlantis, that was their main base. That was their like construction depot with their like HR and like health and safety headquarters. So these ancient aliens come from somewhere, probably the centre of the galaxy, which is situated in a bigger fishbowl. So there's more aliens that have built that big fishbowl around the one we have a small fishbowl, right? You're still following? Okay, good. So these aliens, right, came over, they built the fishbowl around the pyramids, which are the universal markers, right? So these aliens are the ancient civilizations. The ones that came around, they built Atlantis, that's where the HR department was, because obviously you still need a HR department because you cannot escape it. That is the only thing in the universe where it will stay. Laws, regulations, and HR. That is how the universe works, okay? So the ancient civilizations and Atlantis were actually ancient aliens that first built the pyramids, so aliens could come and build the fishbowl of the flat earth, right? Okay, you with them. They happen to be giants, right? They were really tall, otherwise how else are they going to place the massive bricks, right? You've got to be big, and then to build a big fishbowl you need to be big, because you need big hands to build a big fishbowl, right? So they were giants. And the Smithsonian in America definitely destroys all of their remains, because the US government for some reason doesn't want to know that we live in a fishbowl built by aliens, that the pyramids were the actual like building blocks of the fishbowl inside of a larger fishbowl that is the galaxy and the universe, right? Okay, yeah. So the US government doesn't want you to know about this. This is where the evil cabal comes in, to the giants in the ancient civilization. So they don't, the New World Order, they don't want you to know that ancient aliens built the pyramids, that then more aliens came around, you know, within the fishbowl, to then build the fishbowl of the earth. Okay? Right, cool. So the New World Order doesn't want you to know about that for some reason. Maybe because then they'd look small in comparison because they've all got short man syndrome. Who knows? I don't. I do. I know the links. These are the links. So to confuse us about these giant ancient aliens that built the pyramids, fishbowl, you get it, right? They talk about climate change. Now, what they don't want us to know is that they have giant space lasers that are glued to the side of the fishbowl that shoot lasers into the bottom of the fishbowl to warm it up. And they want to warm it up because if it gets warm, then it gets rainy and windy, right? And then the water at the bottom of the fishbowl will rise. That's why they want to melt the ice, right? So the water then rises because they want to lift the lid and they want to escape the fishbowl. So climate change is actually a government conspiracy to get us to stop talking about the giants, but at the same time they want to raise the water level so the ground floats, because it's just at the bottom of the fishbowl. So we can all get together and raise the lid, right? They want to do that, but at the same time they want to convince that we haven't done that. So what they do is that they fake a moon landing. We can't land the moon because it's constantly spinning around the bottom of the thing and we don't have ladders tall enough, right? So they want to fake the moon landing to distract us from the fact that climate change is a governmental conspiracy to make the water in the fishbowl rise to the top so they can open the lid. But it's also a way to distract us from the giant ancient aliens that built the pyramids. You're following so far, right? And to do this, to fake the moon landing, they had to get rid of some people. And what did they do there? Right, so they send the CIA to kill JFK. Because JFK was going to say that he was going to release this whole thing, right? And I figured this out, right? So JFK was going to release the fact that the moon landers are fake to make, us think that the moon isn't spinning around the rim at the top of the fishbowl, to then because then climate change would be like released, because then the water would go up. But they don't want us to know about that because they don't want us to know the giants. They've got short man syndrome, right? So they killed JFK, yeah. Killed JFK because he was about to tell everybody that the conspiracy theories were terrible, right? And he was going to blow the whole thing up, okay? But when people started to ask too many questions, they did 9/11. You guys think planes are real? They can't fly in a fishbowl. You'd have to swim in a fishbowl. The planes were holographic projections, right? Actually, I shouldn't make too many jokes about this because it was a tragic event. But yeah, the planes aren't real. That's what we learned from this. Planes aren't real. How the hell would you have a 400-ton flying object moving at 5,000 miles an hour to fly through the air? It doesn't exist because we're in a fishbowl. I mean, it does exist because we put the lid on to keep the air in there, right? Okay. So planes don't exist. So people started asking too many questions. 9/11 happened. JFK died. Then what they did is the evil cabal that rules the world, aka the New World Order. Yeah, so the evil government cabal didn't want. Well, we were asking too many questions, right, about the aliens that built the pyramids, but the actual pyramids were the foundation for the big fishbowl that were made by giant aliens, ancient aliens that made Atlantis, where the HR department was. Okay, so to distract us all from that, the evil government made these vaccines. People think the vaccines give you autism and there's microchips in them. They're wrong. They are microchips that give you autism. So these microchips that give you autism, they are reversible. And at any time where you start behaving, the government can switch a little, flick a switch, and you stop having autism, right? Which is crazy. So, but also at the same time, these vaccines also contain 450% of your daily recommended intake of fluoride and Swiss cheese. And what they don't tell you about, right, is the fluoride, whatever, it keeps your teeth clean, right, and it makes you dumber. Cool, right? But the cheese, the Swiss cheese, is an important factor here, because the Swiss cheese were what the ancient aliens traded with. So Swiss is an old-term currency, an old-term saying by the ancient aliens for money. So what they do is, in these vaccines, they inject you with chips that give you autism, 450% of your daily intake of fluoride and Swiss cheese, both in combination. So they're poisoning you with Swiss cheese and fluoride, which was a currency of the ancient civilizations who were giants, who built the pyramids, and these were actually Swiss cheese factories. So it all boils down to Swiss cheese. And where can I get some? Does anybody know anywhere where there's good offers on Swiss cheese? Cheese is too expensive, man. This whole thing is secretly about the prices of cheese and why it's so expensive. Pizzas haven't gone that much up in price. Why is cheese so expensive? Somebody tell me why cheese is so expensive.